My coworker asked me my pronouns, and I said they, them, but I'm at work right now, so it's whatever. And then she came up to me later and said, "This is you," and showed me this meme. I'm probably non-binary, but I have a job, so I don't really care about that right now. I mean, sometimes you've just gotta have priorities, you know? When you're in a career and that's taking a lot out of you, you don't always have the energy for introspection. That's normal, that's fine. You'll get there when you get there. It's not a rush. Special thank you to my YouTube members and patrons for supporting the channel and supporting my content. How's it going, everybody, and welcome back to another subreddit video. Today we're going to be returning to r/me IRLGBT because it's just gone Christmas, I got a bit of time work off, and I don't want to put that much work into doing a full, intense video, so we're going to do something wholesome and funny today, and hopefully relatable. If you are a heterosexual person, if you are straight and cisgender, and you relate to any of these things, you may have some introspection to be doing. Very quickly before we begin, I just wanted to mention that, as always, I will be live on Twitch on Thursday at 7 PM UK time, so go check that out. It's always a good time, and I appreciate everybody that goes. Other than that, let's get into the subreddit, shall we? I love watching old episodes of Supermarket Sweep because these two just said they're business partners who design sets for plays, and I'm like, oh, I'm sure. The host asked them what's the weirdest set they've been asked to design, and their whole lives flash before their eyes trying to come up with a heterosexual answer. Important update. Here we are, just celebrated our 41st anniversary. Married in 2008 on our 25th anniversary as soon as it was legal in California. We ran a business together designing and painting backdrops and sets for 27 years. I love that they are still together. I love that. I love that they're what? I love that OP was just completely right. I love that they're still together, and I love that they look extremely happy. Everything about this is like the good ending. Video game. Your mission is to lead a political uprising by overthrowing a tyrant and free the political opponents he has imprisoned. Gamers. Yes, okay, good. Video game. And your character can be whatever gender you want. Gamers. Why'd you have to make it all political all of a sudden? Yeah, this goes for a lot of media, you know, you've got the like, oh, the black people in all of my shows, why? Why are black people suddenly everywhere in all my TV shows? I've been watching Cowboy Bebop recently, and Cowboy Bebop came out in what, like the late 90s, early 2000s? When was Cowboy Bebop? Cowboy Bebop, 1998 to 1999. So yeah, so like the late 90s. I was right, although it didn't air in the UK until 2002, but that's besides the point. Anyway, late 90s, early 2000s, right? In this show, which is set in the future, there's a black character in like at least every episode, and not just like a main character who regularly crops up, like a unique character to every episode. There are regularly people of color and different cultures, and no one complained about it then. It's only because it's like quirky and trendy and cool to complain about it now that anybody gives a shit. But this isn't a new occurrence. Black people and gay people and trans people being in media isn't a new occurrence. It's just that someone pointed it out and now they're mad about it. Jesus, struggling to remember when exactly he told followers to bully trans kids. I mean, there's no point in the Bible where Jesus goes, and remember, turn the other cheek, unless you're talking to a trans child, in which point you should beat them up. He didn't say that, did he? He said, love thy neighbor. His whole thing was preaching peace and love and goodwill. He didn't say, I hate trans children. Don't forget, Jesus hates trans children. Didn't happen. Experienced several previously undiscovered emotions today because my conservative mum said being gay is a choice because she likes women too, but she simply chooses not to acknowledge it. Who's gonna tell her? Oh man, so like what? At best, she's a repressed bisexual. At worst, she's a repressed lesbian who doesn't even like men to begin with. And I don't know what's worse, being bisexual and not realizing it and being in a relationship with a man and liking them, or being lesbian and not realizing it and being in a relationship with a man you don't like. That one's worse, isn't it? Let's be honest. Wild. wild. Greece has officially legalized same-sex marriage. Inventors of gay sex finally coming around to gay people being in love. Yeah, it took them a while. Took them a bit. Like, this is quite a recent thing, and it's surprising just how recent that is actually. This year, that happened February of this year. Wow, took them a while to catch up. Margaret Thatcher. A transgender person peed here and no one was hurt. There are a few graves, I think, in the world that could probably be said to have had as many people pee on them as Margaret Thatcher's. Probably none. I'm gonna go out and say, I reckon Margaret Thatcher, her grave's probably had the most pee on it of any grave. The book will turn your kids trans crowd really needs to start explaining why I am not, in fact, a very hungry caterpillar. That's easy for you to say. You're not a very hungry caterpillar. I, on the other hand, have grown up to be what I always was, a very hungry caterpillar. Definitely a real thing that has happened. But I mean, yeah, like legit. People are reading books and figuring out like, I relate to a character in this book. I wonder why that is. They aren't going, this character is trans. I'm gonna model my life after them and become trans now. No one's doing that. Hey, I'm trans. I'm going by a new name now, so please call me that from now on. Okay, sure. Is bad with names and forgot the dead name even before hearing this information. Yeah, that's just me as well. Like, if you tell me your new name as you've come out as trans, I'll try and remember it. No guarantees, but I probably don't remember your dead name. I work with a lot of people. I work at a place that has a lot of people doing a variety of jobs, and I don't know most of those people's names, and at this point, it's been going on too long for me to ask. Game show called Pride or Prejudice, in which the contestants are presented with a gay joke and have to guess if it was made by a queer person or a homophobe. The contestants are all vaguely liberal straight people who are desperately uncomfortable with the entire concept. I would watch the hell out of this. I want to see this. I want that to be a real thing. I would watch that. Absolutely 100%. Make this a reality, please. Everyone welcome, except buses. Perfectly placed signs. No buses allowed. I recently discovered that Harry Potter tattoos have a higher regret rate than gender-affirming surgeries, and that's very funny. Yeah, it kind of... It is funny that more people regret supporting J.K. Rowling than regret getting the surgeries that J.K. Rowling claims people constantly regret getting. There's a level of irony there, isn't there? That like there are more trans people are happy with being trans and don't regret their surgeries than people that are happy with their Harry Potter tattoos and don't regret getting them. That's just, there's a perfect irony there. That is hilarious. If you are transgender, you have to live. If you accomplish something else, then good. If you accomplish nothing else, then good. But you have to live. I agree with this. If nothing else, live out of spite. Don't let transphobes win. Don't give them the satisfaction of having a victory over you. If you have nothing else to live for, then live out of spite that you will not let a transphobe defeat you. But live anyway. Just live. Have a good life out of spite. Don't let them, even if you live, don't let them ruin your life. Have a good life out of spite for the people that don't want you to have one at all. Do it. I dare you. My little brother coming out to me as bi by telling me, I like girls too, but guys are so much easier to pull, is the funniest thing anyone has ever said. But it's also true. Like, I didn't figure out that I was bi for quite a long time. And then when I did, I started changing, you know, my target searching results on dating sites to males and females. And I met Leo within a month. I had really bad luck with dating, and then I started looking for men as well. And I've been with Leo for a couple years now. So men genuinely are a lot easier to pull. And it's also the happiest relationship I've ever been in. So like, you know, there's also that. There's also that. This show makes me wish I was a lesbian. And I'm a guy. Gonna check in on this Redditor in 2 years to see if they figured it out yet. Okay, but this is exactly how I feel, and I don't get it. Gonna check in on you in 2 years and see if you figured it out yet. Yeah. Yeah. There's a bit of looking inwards that might need to be done here. A little bit of introspection to see if they might figure out what these feelings are, what they might be feeling. And that's where I'm going to end the video, everybody. I hope you have enjoyed. I enjoyed this. It's always fun to look at at these more wholesome subreddits. I always enjoy it. If you would like to support me in making more content like this, then I have a Patreon in the description down below, or equally you can click on the join button on the channel to support me. It helps a lot more than you might realize, but by no means should you feel like you have to. I'm going to keep making content regardless. A huge, massive special thank you to all of the wonderful YouTube members and patrons that do support me. All of your names are on screen right now, and it genuinely helps so much. I hope all of you have had a good winter holiday. I hope you're all going to have a good New Year's. I don't know if this is coming out. This is probably coming out after New Year's. So I hope you have all had a good New Year's. Other than that, thank you so much for watching, everybody. I hope you have enjoyed. And as always, I will see you in the next video. Peace out.